Did Roy get into your Molly collection?
Yeah. Here comes the disaster relief show.
You're listening to Grillos AftershockXL with your host, Steve Grillo. It's about fucking time.
What up? Woo! It's going to be an interesting show today, everybody. Hey, it's Steve Grillo. Welcome to Grillos AftershockXL on the AftershockXL network in the new AftershockXL studios here live in Hell's Kitchen. I've had some issues with the pandemic. I was in pro media for a while, and they were doing really good things by me. And the pandemic hit, and I've been doing stuff from my apartment, and things. It was hard to find a roommate. Roy, stop moving around. If you're making noise, I can hear it. Wait. We're gonna get to you. So I decided. It's going to be a good show, everybody. I decided, since I had a problem getting a roommate during a pandemic, that why not turn it into a really respectful podcast studio here instead of having something, I was doing in my living room and make it something kind of professional. And here we are. It's a debut show. The lighting is making me look like I'm 150 years old. We'll fix that because Noah's a lighting genius. Thank you, Noah, for all the help you've done for the studio. And I decided if I'm going to have my first show here at the new AftershockXL studios, which is a sterile studio, thanks to Bright Shot and Air Effect. We'll get into that later. This is the first debut show. It's going to look a lot different in the weeks to come. But I had to get something done here. I took this room and just decided, let's make something of it. And we did, with the help of Noah and a lot of other good friends, like people at Pro Media, Joe and Scott, who have helped me over the past year and a half to help me develop this show and the AftershockXL network. I want to thank them and everybody else that's been a part of my life. So right now, I'm going to ring out the bell and bring on the shit show.
Bring the bell on first.
Ding, ding. Ding, ding.
Listen, since you're breaking in a new studio, I want to give you a little tip. It sounds like you're talking through your webcam mic as opposed to that beautiful gold, what looks to be like Rush Limbaugh's old microphone or something.
This mic is a total prop.
Oh,
Noah bought it, and it sounded like shit, but I figured we might as well use it.
Got it. So
and make it look.
My ears are not lying to me. You are talking through a webcam mic.
Yeah, yes, I am. I can't deny that. We're going to work on that. If anybody has any mics they want to donate, that would be great. But no, the mic is a total prop. It's not connected to anything. Look.
I think Chris Munger has a bunch of microphones he just wants to give you. Right? Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, hold it in my back pocket.
Yeah.
So anybody out there with Heil or Shore or someone like that wants to road someone will throw this guy a bone? Get out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, your place is looking pretty good there, BOH.
Yeah. I invested in a bunch of lights myself, and got an extra monitor here and stuff. So because I've recently started streaming on Twitch as well, and all the kids have the fancy lights and all their toys behind them. So I got my collectible toys behind me.
What's your most value? I'm talking into the microphone like it's real. What's your most prized toy? What's your most valuable toy?
I don't know what's most prized, most valuable. I mean, I enjoy the coolness of them. Here you go. You have the Mr. Spock from the Mirror Episode.
Yeah.
And obviously the obvious reason is his stylish Van Dyke he's got going on.
Okay.
I think that's what influenced me with my facial hair as a kid.
And I have to admit, all three of you look, considering it's a pandemic, much better than me. Brian, you look thin. Chris, you look like the before and after model.
Thank you.
And Roy looks like just like a rock star.
Look, and quite frankly, I have to say, we've done a few of these through this pandemic, and it's been some are better than others, but Brian's place always looks so much more professional than ours. And I have to say, Brian, you've set that shit up like you look like $1 million when you come on the show here, and I love that about you.
Listen,
And,
I try, I try to do it. I want to make sure that the viewers at home, if they're watching it on their TVs, they get to see it pretty clearly. I mean, who knows? They could be watching us right now on their phones.
yeah,
Look good. I mean, some people are even watching us in stadiums with cardboard cutouts.
Wait, what are they? They're watching you on the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, look,
What if they're on the toilet?
look, I'm being beamed up to the Enterprise at the moment, so I gotta do what I gotta do, man.
You gotta get the Port Authority version.
and quite frankly, you look at like Chris Munger. He looks like a silhouette. It's as fucking as JV as it gets. No, I'm serious. I'm sorry, brother. I'm just teasing.
I can do this more.
You need a little front light on you, buddy. But
Look at him. He's got a wireless mic going on.
Wait, all of a sudden, Roy's a lighting expert.
Oh, really? Really?
Let's not forget, Roy McDonald's the owner of Bright Shot, the best LED light in the market. If you're shooting a TV or film, that you need to go to like brightshot.com, look for Noah so they can come and light your place.
So here, I just have to share one quick thing with you guys. Now we're in like the COVID, protecting yourself. But when I got into the lighting business, I was in it for like 2 months, but I learned everything I needed to know about lighting. And people were coming up to me and saying, well, what do you think about this? And how about this? These are guys that are in the lighting business for 40 years. I'm like, really? You're asking me about this? So it's kind of like Emperor's New Clothes in a lot of ways. So if it doesn't even matter, you go full force to what you believe in, you dig in deep and you collect all the data. And next thing you know, you're like an expert, even if it's 3 months later. And somebody's been in this business for fucking 5 years.
Well, so that brings me to the part of the reason why I wanted to get everybody here to talk about what you and Chris Munger developed. And it goes to what you were just saying. When you believe in something and you have an idea, you go full forward. So, Chris, why don't you tell everybody where the whole concept of Street Spot Me came from, and how it developed, and how you brought Roy McDonald in, and how it came to where it is.
And before he does that, let me just say this. He pitched me this idea 3 or 4 times, and I did not budge on it. I was like, no, I can't get involved. I have a lot of shit going on, blah, blah, blah. But Chris was persistent, and he kept saying, no, listen to me. Now, Chris, tell our story.
Where did it first come from?
Well, I wanted to say hello to Brian because I haven't seen him in forever.
Good to see you, sir.
We'll talk about chasing Kobayashi in a minute, but go back to where the Street Spot Me came from.
So Brian, lovely to see you again.
Good to see you as well, sir.
So 3.5 years in the making. I was going to a friend of mine's wife's funeral, and I was actually going around the corner to kind of weird because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
You
are, buddy.
Yeah.
You guys, nothing new.
Then I just be quiet because I get bored of myself after a while.
Yeah. Well,
I was going to a friend of mine's wife's funeral actually about 3.5 years ago, and when I was coming around the corner in front of the funeral home, there was a guy leaving a parking spot, and I said, "Can you hold that spot? I'm going to come around the corner." He said, "Yeah, just drive around the corner. I'll hold the spot." As I was coming around the corner, a woman cut in front of me and jumped into his spot right in front of the funeral home, right as they were taking out the body. And I said, "You have to move your car here. My friend's wife is right there. We need this spot." She said, "Fuck you," and walked away. And I said, "You got to be kidding me here. This guy would have got some cash here. He would have held that spot for me." So then I came up with the idea about it, and then I started pitching it to everybody that I knew and their mother, and eventually, this is why I don't do a lot of these Zoom things.
You're good.
Roy, I pitched it to Roy. I pitched it to everybody I knew, and and Roy jumped on board, thank God. And then I spent the last year, right, Roy? Basically 1 whole year now.
Well, yeah, it's
pricing my fucking life.
I don't want to interrupt the story, but it was 1 year, and the truth is that the first thing that he pitched me sounded kind of good, but I was so immersed in some other projects, the COVID-19, whatever I was doing, and I just was like, no, I just can't even get involved in this. And he did it again. He said it to me again, and then again, and then the third time he said it to me, it kind of made sense. There was some shit that was not exactly right. So I said, okay, let's talk about this. And then we started for like 2 months, maybe 3 months, talking about how it works, how you fucking make a community where you're going to get a spot, somebody's going to give it up for money, and you're going to get money and all this stuff. And it went on and on. And now, we have a product that we think we're going to make a shit fucking ton of money because
it's not that, but it's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change
What?
things. It's going to change things. Now, so now there's that little backstory. So now, as someone that Brian has no idea what you guys are talking about, maybe Chris, explain exactly how this app works and what it can do. And Brian, you've driven around Manhattan before, and you know what it's like to find a spot or anywhere, wherever you live. So, Chris, why don't you explain to Brian exactly how this works? And Roy, chime in if Chris is missing anything.
No. Let Chris explain it, because I know he's going to just explain it exactly like we agree on it. Go ahead, buddy. Do it.
Yeah, Brian. So basically what it is, it's a community-based app sharing information for street parking. So basically what it is an app you could jump on where you can actually share information to another user for a fee. You're sharing information to each other for a fee. And for a fee, you're going to release that information to somebody that's looking for that information. One user is going to pay for the information. The other user is going to get paid for releasing that information. It's a community-based app for that. So when it comes to driving around in circles and all around blocks and street, this is going to eliminate that completely. What it does is basically you as a user, when you want to leave your spot, you want to release that information, you get paid for that information. I'm a user and I'm looking for that information, I have to pay for that information. So what we're basically trying to do here is build a community to eliminate all these problems in street parking.
So what happens is you're in the neighborhood and you say, I need a spot, and somebody says, I'm leaving in 20 minutes. If you come to this area and park at this, and we'll tell you the car and what the license plate is, and you pull up there and you wait. I'm going to be there in like 5 minutes. The person that's going to get that spot is going to pay $6. The person that's leaving is going to get $4, and that's it. That's what happens. It's a community thing, and we think. Maybe we're wrong, but we think that people are going to love this shit. Why wouldn't you?
I think people are going to love it, but here's my little street hustler angle.
Go ahead.
If I'm just a pedestrian and I see someone leaving a spot who's not even a part of this community, but I am, I'm going to stand in that spot and say, no, I'm getting a truck delivered, and then put this information out. That's just me. I'm a hustler.
Okay. So let me just come back.
I may see that happen.
So here's why that would never happen.
Okay.
Because I'm leaving the party. I'm leaving your party. You have a party at your house, your wife, blah, 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 we're drinking. And just when I'm leaving, I click, I'm leaving. So Chris is riding around the neighborhood and he goes, oh, this guy's leaving. His car is a RAV4. This is the license plate. It's here. And he's driving up, and then he parks like right behind me where I'm going to leave. Nobody knows I'm going to take that spot. Right. People are like driving all around going, why is that guy doing that? And then all of a sudden, I come around the corner, I jump in my car, I split. He takes my spot. He gets fucking, he pays $6. I get $4.
Right.
No one ever knows why that person was waiting.
Well, what about but there's a creepy guy standing there. What do I do?
What? Say again? I'm sorry.
So there's a creepy guy standing in the spot. What do I do?
No. There's no creepy. Why would they stand there?
Yeah,
There's
why
No,
would-
I'm just talking about Brian O'Halloran standing in the spot.
Brian's creepy.
Other things to do.
Yeah, I'm just taking it from the angle of a street hustler going like, I'm going to get on this app and make $6 a spot. By finding empty spots going, hey, I'm leaving this spot.
But here's the difference. Just like Uber, when I connect with somebody on Uber, nobody else is connected with me. So as soon as I say to Chris, I want your spot, and we connect, nobody knows where we were.
No, I understand that part. I understand. I'm
Right.
saying, what if Chris doesn't have his car that day and he took public transportation and he sees the spot opening up and he gets on his app and he goes, hey, I'm in this spot. I'm about to leave. Who wants the spot?
No. How could that happen?
Why
Chris
not?
doesn't have a
It's
spot
New
unless
York,
he
bro.
has a
I see
spot.
people standing in spots holding it for people all the time.
I've seen many fights like that. It's like so many fights. Well, move me. No, fuck you. You can't do this.
No.
No, here I can. It's like
I'm failing to see the connection here, because the reason is, like, if Chris has a car and he's leaving his location, he's going to get in the car and leave.
he has to wait for the other car to come.
I understand all that part of it. I really do. I'm
All
just
right.
saying, what if someone who has this app, has a car, comes into the city and this day he says, oh, it's going to be gridlock alert day. I'm taking public transit, but I know this spot and I'm going to say I'm leaving this spot to make an easy $6.
No, they can't until they actually pin their car to that spot.
How do you
You can't have that spot unless you pull into it
Because
and
it's-
you've pinned your car into
Brian,
that spot.
on the
There's
app.
no way that they can
Hold
do
on.
that.
Roy, hold on. Go ahead, Chris.
It's pinned on the app.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like when I park the car and I leave and I come up to my apartment, before I leave my car location, I don't release it to anybody. It's not out in the universe. It's
Okay. So now that part wasn't clear. So the driver always pins in where he parked to begin with.
right. And then when he's leaving,
Gotcha.
Exactly.
he releases it to the community.
Well, then see, now that's the safety gap. Now I
Yeah,
get it.
it's
It's definitely something when you're about to leave, not to do it from inside the car. Because
Exactly.
if you're going to follow someone, as we all know, who lives in the New York City area, you keep an eye on, oh, so-and-so is about to get in their car. Pull up behind them. So you're going to have to do that where no one sees you getting to your car, so that the person you've given this information to is already behind the spot behind you, ready to pull in when you're ready to pull out.
Yeah.
We did a lot of, and not just, I was part of some of the research on this, but Roy and Chris did a lot of research on the very specific GPS that is involved in this app. Okay, it's not just like basic GPS with your Uber car. Looks like it's like kind of coming. The GPS technology that they're using is pinpoint accurate, and they worked really hard on this for months to make sure that this GPS technology that they're using isn't just like it's kind of on 51st Street. It is on 51st Street.
So when do you guys plan to launch this app?
It
No,
launched.
we're launched.
It launched.
Brian, listen to me. Go on to, are you an iPhone guy or an Android guy?
I'm an Android guy.
All right, so go on to Play Store and download it and put your credit card in. You're not going to get charged for shit until you actually use this thing. But
I knew
join
these
us
guys were
because
gonna be I knew it. I knew these guys were going to be asking me for money. I knew it. They're asking for credit card information.
No.
COVID
I
money.
pay you money. I always contribute to you.
You can download it. You don't have to put your credit card in. You don't have to put your credit card in until you use it.
Don't be stepping on my comedy, boys. Don't be stepping.
No. But seriously,
All right, give me the name of this app. Let's put it on the screen.
it's called
What am I looking
Street
Spot Me.
Spot Me, and that's the name of the app. So go on the App Store and download it. Put your shit in. You're not going to get charged for anything until you fucking, and God forbid you did. You would call me. Of course you would. But the truth is, you're not going to until you use it.
I downloaded it. I just didn't have. You could download it and sign up when you need it, so you don't have to like go ahead and do it right away. But once you have the app on your phone, when you're ready to use it, you can put in your information.
Is this
Of course. And that's
is that the
best
logo?
thing
Is
about
that it right there?
That's it.
it. Is that it?
All right, there you
Yeah.
go, gentlemen. That's what you're going to be
That's
looking
it.
for.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, download it. And you may never think about using it for like a year, but I guarantee it. Next year, you're going to go, oh my God, this is great. because you need to park someplace, and you will use it. And because you're a brother of ours, you just call me up and go, you know what? Don't charge me for that shit, and I won't. I swear to God.
No, wait, hold on a second. Because Roy's in my living room, and we have this new thing where it's like you put your phone in, and you have a ring, and it's a light. And Roy's wearing sunglasses, and it looks like you have crazy eyes. Look.
No,
I know. It's because you fucking care. Oh my fucking God. Brian, am I fucked right now or what?
No,
it's just funny because the ring looks
better
like
now.
No, you're not understanding. The sunglasses are reflecting the light on both your eyes, and it looks like.
I'm sorry.
No, you can keep them on. It's amusing.
No, it reminds me. It reminds me of the '90s hip hop videos with Puff Daddy and all those guys, where they were always like in the camera with the ring.
No, but the lights reflecting off your sunglasses.
Because we're the same age, so we kind of get the same shit.
Telling you.
Yeah. No. So, but I get it. It's like it's.
I don't want to monopolize the time between Chris and my shit. This is what we were saying. I think you guys understand it, but what I would love to say right now is, Brian, what's going on with you? Because you have so many things going on in your life, and I see it all the time on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm a big fan. You know it. So what's happening with you, and what can we look forward to, and what can we do to support whatever you're doing?
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Roy, for hosting my show.
I was about to say, it's the AftershockXL with Roy. People. I mean, I just joined Twitch, so I'm now broadcasting my show on Twitch, which is the Ohala Rant. You can follow it on Facebook, YouTube, and now Twitch, also Instagram and Twitter. And this past Tuesday, I had a special show because we had the release of a new movie that I'm a part of called Right Before Your Eyes. It's got Adam Radcliffe. You've seen him on Blue Bloods. You've seen him in tons of other films and TV shows. Brian Anthony Wilson. You have Corey Graham, Tony Devon, and Sean Patrick McCurdy.
Wow, you're up there on the top, buddy. I love it.
Wait, Brian, where can we find this show? Because
it's all over look at the screen, Roy.
There you go. I'm about to say it. It's on Amazon, DirecTV, which my name is blocking that currently, Spectrum, and then later next week it'll be on Blue Ridge Cable, Midco, Cox, RCN. We just found out that Comcast is also currently carrying it. So I had those guys on my show this past Tuesday. It was a extra large show of 2.5 hours I did with those guys. Had a live band for the first time on my show. So I've upped my game talk show wise. So that's the best way to do it is go onto your Amazon Prime or DirecTV to find.
Can you give me a little? Wait, hold on. Wait, Roy, hold on. Can you give us a little synopsis of the movie? It's based on the true story.
Wait a minute. Am I hosting this shit?
I want to know a little about the movie.
I love it.
Sure.
Because I'm a big fan of Amazon, Netflix, all that shit. So if I can go on tonight and I want to watch
absolutely. It's on Amazon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You know,
so it's about a young man who is struggling with alcohol addiction, who has a wife and a kid with autism. The wife takes the kid, and he struggles to get back to sobriety. It's based on the writer-director's true life story about coming back from the bottom of his addictions up to now his redemption, so to speak. So I play his drinking buddy in the movie, and so I try to guide him back to sobriety. The hardest thing I had to do in this movie was to portray a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Oh, it pained me. Absolutely pained me to cheer for the Eagles.
Wait.
Stop. Let me just tell you one quick story. I'm walking across the street in a show called Scorpion, and it was in L.A. And they pay you to be an extra, but if you use your car, they pay you a little bit more, right? Yeah, we know this. So I'm walking across the street, and this young girl, she's cute as the day is long. She's got Jersey plates, and I look at her, I go, "You're from Jersey?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, "Where are you from?" She goes, "Cherry Hill." I go, "Are you a fucking Eagles fan?" She goes, "Yeah." I go, fuck you. So yeah, okay, I get
That
it.
was
And then I was there. She started to cry, and the cops came. He got accused of sexual
No,
harassment,
she did
Oh.
not.
mental anguish.
Terrible.
Luckily, we know people. She did. So we know people. She disappeared. So no, it's hard. It's hard as an actor. It's hard as an actor to obviously portray a fan of teams that you despise.
Yeah,
What
it
you're
is
saying?
painful. I mean, the being the drinking buddy, that I had that down. That was no problem.
Yeah.
The cheering for the Eagles. Although it's funny, the year we filmed that, which was like 2 years ago, the Eagles won the actual Super Bowl that year. So I remember going like, you know why? Because I cheered for them. Is why they won.
Yeah, like a Maloikia.
Yeah,
So
'cause
here's
right now my football season's pretty much dead. I'm a Jets fan, and
yeah.
you know now our
Wow. So here's another interesting thing about the dichotomy of the people here. So Chris Munger was obsessed with the hot dog eating contest at Coney Island, and he became a huge fan, a big follower of the whole aspect of the hot dog eating contest. I had luckily known people that were, working on that, and I brought them down one year to be like front row center to watch it. And Chris came up with a great, brilliant idea to make a movie called Chasing Kobayashi. And Chris wrote this movie, which I thought was a great script, but also had its, as many things happen, Brian, as you know, when you're trying to get a script or anything in the movie going, Roy, stop moving. Something's moving. That's much better.
No, I'm looking at.
Chris. Of course, yeah. So Chris's movie, the Chasing Kobayashi, was basically about two guys that were scamming eating contests throughout, the New York, Jersey area, and they really weren't competitive eaters. And then eventually they went up against Kobayashi and they failed. And it was a great script, and we actually had Kobayashi involved. And the two guys that were scamming people turned out to be me and Brian O'Halloran. And we shot a pilot. We shot a pilot in Coney Island, and as many things, as far as my pilot goes, or anything that you do is trying to make anything in the movie business, it was an uphill battle and always like a different struggle. But we did get the pilot made, and Chris, bring it back and tell everybody where the concept came and where everything happened with the whole Chasing Kobayashi movie.
Yeah. So, and Brian, thank you again for being in it.
Not at all. It was a lot of fun.
You saved the day that day, by the way. So I'll get into that later. But go ahead, Chris. Talk about the Chasing Kobayashi concept and where it came from.
So, yeah, Brian, just to let you know, the whole reason why I built this and pushed for Street Spot Me to get picked up and put it out there is so hopefully I can make enough money to do my projects, like my movie and music projects as well. But how it came up was basically a couple of years ago, me and a buddy of mine were in Jersey, and he was just a notorious drinker who would go out and try to make up all these bullshit lies about try to pick up girls. And one of them, I said, what you should basically do is just tell them you're competitive here and go out on the market. And that's how we came up with the idea for it.
And the funny thing is, that same friend, we got to get that picture. Well, you're talking about Anthony, right?
Yeah.
So Chris did the funniest thing ever. Every time we went to Anthony's apartment, he'd steal his soap. And there's a picture of Chris with a bar. Like Anthony didn't know for like years. Yeah. Like every time we went to the shower, there was a missing bar of soap. And one day, Chris had the best picture. We'll put this up. Chris had the best picture. He's lathered up all over his face and his hair with the bar of soap, sticking his head out the shower, smiling.
Well, let me, Brian. Let me go back. Came back to the Jersey Shore. I would stop at his house and take a shower there. And every time I left, he called me up and be like, "Dude, why am I always missing soap out of my bathroom?" So one day, after like a year of this happening, I took a picture of me in the shower with the bar of soap all lathered up, and I snap it and I sent it to him. And I made postcards out of it.
Yeah.
Boy, I sent you one for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we finally get to the, after the scripts and rewrites and funding and stuff like that, And it turned out to be, like Brian was the main character and I was his like friend, probably the Anthony. And we shot in Coney Island. But, at some point, Brian, this is where I give you respects, just basically you being a student of the business and everything like that. Like you really kind of took over and was like, no, we need to shoot it like this. No, we need to shoot it like that. And you kind of turned the whole day around.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not a guy who comes on someone else's set and like, this is how we're doing it. I just have a rule whenever I step on a set, if I'm going to be in a movie or on a project of some sort, is I'm going to be the most professional person I can be on anyone's set. But I'm also going to make sure that it's going to be shot right. You can fuck up everything else in this movie. You ain't going to fuck up the scene I'm in. I'm sorry. So, that's where, like, after I left, I'm like, you could have burned the whole Nathan's down. I don't care. But that scene that Brian was in, the Nathan's is going to look good.
Yeah, I know. I remember, like, especially when we were shooting at a scene in the back of Dorian's, where you sort of just kind of took over, and you were like, no, and you were completely right.
Well, I wasn't saying no like that. I was just I use kind of weird Jedi mind tricks on people and suggest ways of doing things.
You were totally like, you will not shoot this scene this way.
Yeah, maybe if we didn't face the door, because then everybody would be in silhouette. Why don't we, if we turn this way, the lighting? Oh, you're right. You make it sound like they're coming up with the idea is always the best way to get people to do what you want them to do.
Let me interrupt for 1 second,
please,
Brian. I have to say one thing to you. If whatever you're doing, share it with us as much as you can. I know sometimes you can't share certain things, but if you can share as much as you can, we are big proponents of you, and I will fucking go online and talk about whatever I'm allowed to talk about, shit that you're doing. And I just want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, and I know it's from the bottom of Chris's heart and the bottom of Steve's heart, that we will just like go to the end of the world for you, whatever you're doing. So don't. I know. I get it. Some shit you can't say. I know.
Listen, if it happens to you guys with breaking news, I'd be like, this just in. Tell you about it. Trust me, I'm on it. I'm definitely going to be able to do it for you. Not a problem.
No. Seriously, we anything that anybody ever talks about you or in our world, we're like, we love you, so we're gonna whatever you're doing, we're gonna talk about it. And if we can talk about it, we're gonna talk about it in a big fucking way. So that's all I'm saying to you.
I was raised in the Bronx till the age of 10 by an Irish Catholic mother and father.
My God! Really?
And two older brothers who beat the hell out of me. And so I treat everybody how they want to be treated, and that's it. That's all. That's the one rule I kind of like live on, is like, hey, well, that, and don't interrupt me while I'm eating or when I'm at the urinal.
Yeah. So, Brian,
another rule.
Brian, so after this whole COVID thing or whatever, have you been on any sets lately based on all the new guide restrictions and anything like that?
I'm in the process now of working on a project in Central Jersey with someone right now. We can't make any announcements about it yet. But we've been reading the long list of precautions that are going on. It's adding about a third to film productions, more money that has to be spent on all the precautions and protocols that have to be put in order. Especially testing.
Roy, wait.
And I don't mean to interrupt you.
Roy, I'm going someplace. I'm going someplace with this, Roy. So I'm just saying. I'm asking. I'm going to the place because I'm saying that you're going to be on set and you understand all the guidelines and how it slows production down, which adds more money because there's so many things you have to do and so many phases you have to get on set. And I know I've sent you a bunch of shit. Roy, and this is here we go. Are you aware of the shit that Bright Shot and Roy, everybody at Bright Shot, are doing to help make that next thing to get everything sterile and clean air for and on the set?
We did have another show of yours before, and we discussed what Bright Shot is doing. But Roy, please explain the amazing technology you guys are bringing.
No, this is why I love you, because I know you're just going to listen to me and you'll digest it. But the truth of the matter is, I'm getting call after call after call now about shows that are going back. I don't even have the data to support what I'm saying, even though I know what I'm saying is the truth. We're going to laboratories. We're getting our data tight, but there's people that just want our shit on their movies, on their dramatic series, on their
theaters,
whatever, and they want it, and I'm getting bombarded with it. And the truth of the matter is, we are just going, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to say anything that's going to be a lie. I would never do that. If you said to me, will my wife be okay if she goes on that fucking thing? And I didn't know for sure, I'd be like, whoa. I would never fucking do that. But at the same time, if I thought in my brain, no, I think you're good, I would share that data with you. So we're back to like maybe in like 1 or 10 days, 1 week, 2 days, 10 days, we're going to have that data. But at the same time, I am getting bombarded, man, like with everything from big fucking huge, motion pictures all the way down to little, like
Roy, explain how you're helping the situation, because there's a couple of different things. Well, there's lights that sterilize things. There's tents that sterilize a lot of things.
Okay.
There's tents that keep people socially safe, and there's also an air filtration system that can clean the whole room that is contaminated.
Okay. I'll go through it quickly because I don't want to fucking belabor this. But Brian, I want you to understand this because I know you will.
Yeah.
So we have a box. We will roll it into whatever area. Let's not even make it our business. Let's make it a restaurant or a hair salon. We could do that. It's easy. So the first thing that happens is we turn it on. It starts to suck the air through, and it goes through a HEPA filter. Then it goes through another chamber that is like UVC lighting that eradicates whatever is there. Then it goes through a MERV 13, which like will process everything up to like I think it's what is it? 0.06 microns. Then it goes into another chamber that will either coagulate all that shit together, or it will actually, because of the cold plasma, eradicate it in the air. And then it will go back around and do it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times until that air in there is pure. You're not going to get sick in there. And I can't say that. I really cannot say that, even though we know it. I got to go studies suggest or data suggest. I can't say what I just said to you right now, because otherwise I'm full of shit, or they're going to find one little thing that's bullshitty about it. So then we put that in there and we do process that air, and then we get people back in. And you know what? If I can get people to go back to work, that they can go back in their restaurants and not have 25%, but 50%, and they can, get people to go, actually
feel comfortable and safe.
What?
Feel comfortable and safe that if they go in there.
It's more than that. It's actually more than just making money. It's just about the fact that I just want to get people back to work. I want to get people to have their Thanksgivings back, and I want people to have their Christmases and take their kids to college and pay their rent and their fucking mortgages or whatever that shit is in their lives. That's all I care about. I'm not a big thing about like, oh, I got to make a lot of fucking money. I don't care about that. But if I can make people comfortable that way, that would be wonderful. And that's what we're looking for right here. And that's the way it works. So we're looking for the data to support it.
This is the website. And this is the website here when you type it in, right? So it's brightshot.com. And you'll see up in the tab, up at the top left there, it says COVID-19 COVID-19 solutions. You can take a look for yourselves, folks, at brightshot.com to find all this information with a video, with a demonstration, and you're going to see it. It looks like a military camp is set up the way they have it. So take a look at the brightshot.com site for more of that info, because it's incredible technology. It's a necessity, and it's not 100%. Nothing is 100%. Someone could bring something in, and you never know. But that it is the closest thing that you can do without just staying home.
So just imagine for 1 second, and I know you a long time, Brian.
Yeah.
If I can help people this fucking much, like this much, I don't give a fuck if I'm helping them that just that much. It doesn't matter to me. We are contributing to getting everybody healthy,
Look, man,
getting everybody, and that's what. And then I can just drop dead happy. I don't care.
Anything that can get us back to normal, man. I want to go out to eat with groups of people. I want to go to conventions. I want to make more TV shows and movies. I want it back to normal. Just like wearing a mask helps right now, this technology can help normalcy, some sort of normality back to filming and making. Dude, it's hilarious and it's sad at the same time. Soap opera actors are kissing mannequins. Mannequins. You see the fake hair, and they're doing these close-ups on mannequins.
Are they really?
Yes.
I haven't heard that. Oh my God.
Yes.
I'll do anything to go back to work. I'll kiss.
And Brian, and Brian, seriously, the day that I'm seeing you on some fucking show and that you're like interacting with people, you don't have a mask on, you're hugging people, you're loving them, whatever you're doing in the scene, I'm gonna think to myself, motherfucker, I helped that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all I care about.
Chris Munger, I think that you're in agreement with me. Is I just really want to see Brian O'Halloran make out with a mannequin.
Hey, good money.
Wait, why don't you show everybody your mannequin?
My mannequin?
Yeah, Chris.
I don't have a mannequin.
Yeah.
Oh, the one I'm in my room?
Well, guys, it's been a fucking awesome show. I'm glad. I'm pretending to talk into my fake microphone, and I still think it works. But I want to thank all of you for coming on, being the first guest in my new studio here in Hell's Kitchen at Grillos AftershockXL Studios. At some point, Roy, we're going to have some sterile UVC lights in here. So if anybody wants to rent out this room at some point, you're going to have Roy's in my living room. He's a couple of feet away from me, but it seems like he's in the same room. You can probably hear him talking.
Too close.
Yeah, too close.
And
Brian,
and just as a selling point of where he's located, he's surrounded by some of the greatest restaurants in the area.
yeah.
And some terrific bars for that matter.
And Brian, seriously, don't be shy to fucking brag whatever the fuck you're doing to me, because my world is a little different than yours. Maybe we overlap a little bit. I get it, but tell me what you're doing, because I will promote the shit out of what you're doing. I love you, and I love what you do. Okay, go ahead.
So I just at some point,
did Roy get into your Molly collection?
Yeah.
All the love.
I gotta go check.
Did you slip him?
Oh, Brian, you stop now. Okay, on that note, I'm going to end the show. There's much love between
one more quick. What's the name of the show? One more quick time.
What show? Brian? There you go. Right before your eyes. Noah cut you off. He's been cut off. Just like me at the bar. Roy's cut off. Brian, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you always coming on here and making my show that much better. Chris Munger, love you, brother. If there's anything else going on, you always let me know. You can come on here. Street Spot me, Brian's movie, and Grillos AftershockXL. And Brian, all those things where you can find Brian O'Halloran because he's the nicest guy on the planet. And Roy McDonald got the cane. There was like Sandman Sins came out. Din, 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 din. Yeah. So I love you guys. Thank you for being on the premiere episode on Grillos AftershockXL new network studios here in Hell's Kitchen. I appreciate you guys. I love you, everybody. Keep tuning in. Share, like, do dirty things to your loved ones. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
See
bye.
ya.